This video is on finding the volume of composite shapes. In particular, with this video, our composite shapes are going to be three-dimensional shapes made up of rectangular prisms. And let's talk about the word composite. Composite means it is made up of. So we don't just have one solid figure with our composite shapes. It's going to be made up of two or more. When you're starting to find the volume, you have to cut your shape, in essence, into two or more individual shapes. So in this case, I could look at this and I could think to cut my shape right here. And I need to visualize this as being one rectangular prism here on the top and a second rectangular prism here on the bottom. So almost as if I could cover the top piece and focus on the bottom, and then cover the bottom piece and focus on the top. To find the volume of the entire shape, we need to find the volume of each piece separately, and then we're going to add them together. I like to label my pieces, shape 1, shape 2, just to keep myself organized. And out to the side, first I'm going to find the volume of shape 1. So when we're finding volume, we have to think back to our volume formula, which was length times width times depth, or we could say length times width times height. So we need to find our three dimensions. So if we're looking here at shape 1, if we're coming here, we have our depth of 4 inches. So I'm going to write down 4. We have our width of 2, so 4 times 2. And we have our height of 4. So I'm going to write down 4. And none of those dimensions include that composite or the rectangular prism piece on the bottom. We're only focusing on this piece here that we've kind of cut away. So when we find the volume here, 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. And this is in cubic inches. Now we can find the volume of shape 2. So I'm going to focus on the rectangular prism on the bottom. And I'm going to look for my length, my width, and my depth again, or length, width, and height. So first, taking a look at my width here, I have a width of 10 inches. I have a height of 2. What I don't know is what my depth is, and this happens a lot of times with these, where you're going to have to look to the other shape to help you determine some of the dimensions of your current shape. So I don't know what the depth is here, but I did see that the depth of my first shape was 4 inches. And I can see that my shape is consistent in depth. So this must also be 4 inches, which means I'm going to multiply them by 4. So 10 times 2 is 20. 20 times 4 is 80. And we're still dealing with cubic inches. And the last step is to take our separate volumes and add them together. So 32 plus 80 is going to be 112 cubic inches. If your composite shape was made up of more than 2, you would follow the same process. Find the volume of each rectangular prism separately and add them together.